Hello people, welcome back to your Anime 101 cast. For this part we will learn how to optimize rating data, large amounts of data using Lisp in Grasshopper, of course using Anime. First off, imagine I have this large Excel file. You can tell it's quite large. It contains X, Y and Z coordinates of mesh faces in order to rebuild a very large canopy or envelope. If I try to read this file in a single pass using Grasshopper, I will surely crash right now because it's very large and I can actually process the file very properly. So what I have to do is to read the file progressively, and in order to do so, I can actually use Lisp. So let's get started. First off, it's important to tell that we will need a Lunchbox, which has an Excel reader component. If you don't have Lunchbox, you can download and install it from Food4Rhino. It's quite easy to do so. Okay, so let's get started. First off, we will set up our loop. Let's bring the loop start, loop end components. Loop start, loop end. We will need additional inputs. Let's add only one, and record data. Let's make this connection. We have it ready. Okay, so number of repeats, let's go for 100 at the moment. 100 repeats. Let's go for 10. I say test. Let's go button. And we need to tell our loop the row start of our Excel file, which is the second row, which is this one. So let's say 2. Row start is number 2. After that, we need to set up the Excel reader legacy. Let's use this one. Read toggle set on false at the moment. Worksheet is worksheet number 1 we're using. Column, we have actually 9 columns here, so we need to create a series that goes from 1 it goes for 1 and we need 9 columns. Start, there we go. The row start is data, which is this one, and row end will be the same one. We will read one single row per iteration. We can actually optimize this a lot more to read, say 5 rows per iteration. After we've done that, we'll go read on true. We got the Excel data of a single row. You can tell we have 9 values. After that, let's organize our data in order to create points. So let's do a flip matrix, and then a partition list. We'll sort this list by 3 items, which is the number of coordinates per mesh face. So let's get list item 0, which is X, Y and Z. Construct point X, Y and Z coordinates. We'll assume I got my 3 points. Actually, this is a mesh face. After that, I need to reorganize this point again with a partition list. Make sure this is flattened like that. We need to construct a mesh from these points. We'll use these vertices. Faces, we need to set the mesh to be triangular, since we have 3 points per mesh face. Just write down like that, 2, 0, 1, 2, and there we go. This is our mesh face. After that, we need to introduce the mesh face into our loop. We'll set it into do1 input, and we need to process the row start, the current row start. We will increase it by 1. So we read the next row of the Excel file. This goes into data. And there you go. Actually, I got my 11 faces. which are all lost, of course, somewhere in the random space. We'll turn this off, and if I start looping, say 100 iterations, I am reading row after row and generating my mesh geometry from an Excel file progressively, and I will ensure my program won't crash. Actually, I can tell the number of repeats to be the same as the last row of my Excel file, which is 134,349, which is 134349. This is the number of iterations I want. -1, remember we start at 0. Okay, so I will leave you with a time lapse of the whole reconstruction of the mesh. This is all for this tutorial. See you next time, where we will carry on reading large amounts of data and creating nested loops in order to do so. Thank you very much, and see you next time.